What's going on, people? It's your man Filth of the Earth Masses TV. Big shout out to the bossy, the boss man himself. 31BT coming true with 15 large. So, we got some diabolical news for you, man, right now regarding a Moody Cambridge professor. Apparently, he ran a coup on Cambridge, right? He tried to come up off Cambridge. He ain't got not a bean and no degrees or nothing. I don't know. Apparently he's got 5 degrees. Or his mum had 5 degrees. I don't know. He got a bunch of degrees allegedly. But it's all alleged. He's run a coup. Lying. Jimmy Savile maxing. I used to run for... I've raised £5 million for charity I did a marathon every day for a month. Anyway, I'll play the footage to give you the quick drop and we're going to investigate it. I feel sorry for this sausage, to be fair. He's a bit slow. That's the kind of thing I got. Yeah? His DEI grift maxed his way there. Right? He's claiming every protected group. Autism. PTSD. You name it, he got it. It's one of them ones. Rainbow flag, bosh. It's ticking the boxes, man. Tick the box, max, to get in there. yeah, but have you got a PhD though? Bosh, plagiarise. One of them ones. A bit of a mad little thing. I feel a bit sorry for him. He looks like a bit of a sausage, if I'm honest, man. A little bit of a sorry sausage, mate. Look a little bit too sweet for me. Anyway, here we go. Come on.
Jason Arday became Cambridge University's youngest ever black professor in 2023. But now he has resigned after media reports claimed he lied about his qualifications. But who is Professor Jason Arday and why are his achievements in doubt? Well, at 37, he was made Professor of Sociology of Education at Jesus College, Cambridge, the youngest black person to ever do so. This achievement was made even more amazing given his background. Here's what he told Sky News back in 2023.
I was diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder when I was 3, so a hybrid of autism, Asperger's syndrome, and global development delay. And I guess it's been well kind of publicised.
So we got 3 there. What was it again? Autism, Asperger's, and global development delay. Honestly, yeah, we need to. These words didn't exist 50 years ago. I'll tell you how we know this, right? I've never met anyone's grandparents who had any of them things. Have you ever met someone's Asperger's or autistic grandparent? You've never seen it, have you? Oops. You've never seen one of them anywhere, right? What they're doing is, allegedly, they're giving all these little kids a bunch of pills, allegedly, and just pilling their heads off. Apparently, what's it called? Ritalin's just full of gear. It's full of methamphetamines. Come on. Yeah? You're mething the kids out of their chops. They're in school just bugging all day. That's what you've done to them. Because where they at? Where's all the 60, 70, 80-year-olds with global development delay? Yeah? Back in the day, they used to call that. I had a word for that. It was called hard of hearing. And they used to clip you upside your head until you was straight. That's what they used to do, man. Yeah? If you was hard of hearing, you get a good clip or two and it would sort you right out. That's the truth. Yeah? Get you ready for the world. All this pissing around, and as you'll find in this case, I think it's mainly liberal. It's mainly liberal white women, I'd say. What's the word I'm looking for here? It's like mother of the earth, yeah. Which means when you tick all these boxes, they're like, oh, yeah, let's mother him into position. It's like one of them ones, yeah. Now listen, if people really have disabilities. He don't sound like he got none of them, though. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You can tell when someone's autismo maxed, you just know they are, right? They're not sitting there giving lectures for half an hour, right? They're sitting there bugging because it's one of them, right? This guy here, he talked too much. He talked too clean to have all global development disorder and this disorder and that disorder. It don't make no sense. Sorry.
Learned speaking until I was 11.
Oh, wait, they check this one here, wait there.
And global development delay. And I guess it's been well kind of publicised now, but I didn't learn speaking until I was 11.
What's going on with this, man?
He has now.
But it's important to note that last one. I'll replay it. I've tried to turn it up so you can hear it better, but that last one, right, wait till you hear this one. I didn't speak until I was 11. Come on, man. It don't work like that, man. It don't work like that. If you're non-verbal, from what I've read, you ain't speaking ever again. You don't just suddenly start speaking at 11 and speaking all fluently and not presenting, right? So he's making that, I was proper buggered until I was 11 and I just started sprouting like a flower. I'm guessing. I'm not a doctor, I don't know. What would doctors know anyway? Doctors talk, man, they told you to jab yourself after death, didn't they? Let's not do that. What would they know? They're backtracking now, though. You see that? The same ones that told you to jab yourself to death around 2020. They're now saying, well, we've looked at the evidence and I don't know about that anymore. So, doctor, I'll tell you what time it is, man. Yeah, a good clip upside the head never hurt nobody in the long run. It never hurt nobody, man. That's what he needed, man. Good clip up his head. Fix yourself up, man. You're talking too much. Alright? You're fucking around. That's all you need, man. Yeah? That's all you need. And if it wasn't the case, where was all these things? Where was they 500 years ago, man? Where was they? Where's everybody's grandparents who have got global development delay? Where are they at? I've never seen them. Listen, maybe they're there, yeah, fair play. I ain't seen them. And that's the end of the day. Straight like that. Peep this here. Watch. Get ready for it.
Didn't learn to speak until I was 11, and I had a development delay. And I guess it's been well kind of publicised now, but I didn't learn to speak until I was 11, and I didn't learn to read and write until I was 18.
But Cambridge University...
Right. So he's trying to... I get what he's doing. If you've ever applied to a corporate job, that's why I'm not in the corporate world no more, but I'm glad I'm not. Because it's a bit like that. You have to make out... you know the film Django? Oh, he an exceptional. It's one of them, or he an exceptional. That's how you have to come across, exceptional. Right? Like Calvin Candy said, man. Yeah? That's what Calvin Candy said. That's an exceptional one. So what he's done there is... I'm so deep that I didn't even learn to read and write until I was 18. I'm just so deep kind of thing. Because that whole autistic thing's become quite edgy now. Everyone who thinks they're smart, I'm autistic. It's like they're trying to edgelord. I'm autistic. I've got Asperger's because I'm really smart. Yeah, it's a signal. It's a I'm smart signal. Elon Tusk, he says the same thing. Right? They've just plugged. You're tweeting all day, man. You're tweeting. No one smart's tweeting all day. That's all he be doing. I don't give a fuck what you talking about, man. He tweeting all day. Come on. Yeah, sausage. He's a character they're playing. They've plugged him in there. Yeah, Elon Musk they've plugged in to play a character. The savior going to Mars, bro, character, allegedly. That's what they're doing, some people say. Right, because he tweeting all day, man. He ain't really doing nothing. I'm running 10 companies and tweeting all day. Like, when? Who got the time to be doing all that? It don't make no sense to me. Anyway, the point I'm making is, this sausage, right, he's trying to, what would you call it? I've just explained it. Yeah? I'm really deep, guys. I didn't even speak till I was 11. I didn't even read and write until I was 18. And then I got my PhD at 22. So in 4 years of basically being brain dead, I've done it all because I'm that deep. Right? And again, I'll tell you one last time. He said he didn't speak until he was 11. This Donny here came out, who's allegedly from Jason Arday's school way back when. Watch it, it's hilarious.
Jason Arday, you know.
Come on, man. Stop
Listen,
playing.
I knew it was a joke thing. Jason Arday, you know. Man, he's moving wild. Listen, I knew it was a joke thing, and I knew it was fraud from man said he was a mute. What do you mean, bro? I went to school with you, bro. I was in primary school with you. You and my brethren nibs, class clowns, chatty patty, all the time, bro. What do you mean you was a mute? Listen, I knew it was a joke thing, you get me? The Ardays. This is what we used to call them, the Ardays.
So the Arday family, that's Jason's second name, Jason's Arday, the professor, right?
That man used to be like Michael Jackson and that. The mum, the dad, and his brother Joseph, they all had mini afros. All of them, bro. When I saw him in the picture and I saw long dreads look like extension tats, I was thinking, who's this? But yeah, bro, it's bait. You should have known it was going to be peak for you, bro. You should have known they were going to dig up. No one don't want to see you in that position. Joke, man. This got us looking mad now.
That's the truth, man. That's the truth. You gotta be on your. You can't LARP like you're an exceptional Nick. You really gotta be exceptional. You gotta. If you're gonna. Oh, listen. When I was in the corporate world, I ran coups myself. Everybody does. But you got to run coups that you can at least back up. Yeah? I used to work in finance. And on my CV, as part of my CV, I said, yeah, bro, I'm a top trader, bro. I've made 80%, bro. So allegedly, what I did was, I opened 2 accounts. I made 1 trade. Bought on one account, sold on the other, right? They don't know about the account that ends up losing, but one account ends up 80%, so you can claim I've made 80% in a year. That's a little coup there. They wouldn't know, right? Oops. They don't really care, but there's an element of that. You have to present yourself at the slave auction, to be the best, most exceptional one, and that's part of it. But the coup's got to be a good, solid coup, thought through. Right, he shouldn't be a professor, because if you're gonna lie, you got to make sure your lies are kosher. Yeah, that's what you got to do. You got to make sure your lies are halal, man. These weren't halal lies, man. You were just out there just making things up, man. Yeah, it would be easy to prove that you were non-verbal, or you were verbal before you were 11, or I never learnt to read and write until I was 18, but I've become professor at 23. That's cap. That's cap. Straight like that. So he's got everybody looking bad now. They're going to be looking into everybody now because of this cornball here. And I'm going to get to it in a minute, but I believe they've put him in there. They've put this token, Jason, in there to make everybody else look bad. That's what they've done. Because he looked like a clown as well, if we're honest, man. He looked like a bit of a clown to me, man. I'm not going to hold you, man. Come on, let's get the pictures up now. Yeah? And they always do this with the token ones. They bring in a silly sausage of a token and it makes the rest of us look bad. Come on, man. Yeah, you never see no proper put together one in there. They're gonna make someone a poster boy. It'll be one of these ones here. Rainbow flag maxed. Right? It's not gonna be. Come on, man. Listen, fair play to him. I'm not trying to do too much here. I'm not trying to do too much on JTube. I'm really not, but I can't even half help myself. This is dangerous territory. But listen. Come on, man. Of all the blacks you could find, man, you had to find this one. You see what I mean? Yeah, is this really aspirational? There's shades of, I don't want to say, come on, you can do the maths yourself. I'm not going to say too much on here, man, but it's like really, it's feminine. Read between the lines here. It's like feminine, innit? Yeah? Rainbow maxed. Come on, man. Right? Come on, man. Effeminate. What happened to a strong, intelligent black man? Right? They'd claim, oh, there aren't any. They're all stupid. But we know that's not the case, man. They plug these ones in for a reason. They plug these ones in, man. And the biggest clowns they can find, and then tear them down, and we all look silly. That's what they do. They've been doing that, man. And like this brother here said, right? He should have known, and that's the truth. He should have known, but most likely he's too stupid to know. Right? Clearly, he's telling lies that don't even make no sense. People were at school with you. They knew you was. I told you that before I even saw this video. The guy talked too much. Jason Arday talked too much to not be, or to have been, Asperger's global development, bro. Autistic, bro. He's too comfortable. There's no way he learned to speak 4 years ago or whatever it was, right? There's just no way. Yeah. Okay, let's get back to the report because we've got some more bars to serve you, man. You best believe it. Come on.
Qualifications. But Cambridge University has now launched an investigation into his academic qualifications and honorary appointments after a flurry of media reports claimed his PhD thesis was plagiarised. Reports also questioned his sporting and charity achievements and other claims he's made about his life. In his resignation letter, Professor Arday said his decision to resign is not an acceptance of the narratives surrounding him and stated that the criticism was taking a toll on...
So he's built a house, what would you call it, full of Fugazi bricks, right? He's built a house from Timu bricks, man, and it's all falling down. He's got no one to blame but himself. I don't like the fact there's a lot of people from the culture just supporting him. I don't like it. It does go both ways. Humans tend to be tribal. I don't like that, man. If there's a white dunny bug, and I'll say that, on a human level, right? But society these days, we've been pushed that way. So black people will back him just because he's black, right? White people will back their guys just because he's white. I couldn't give a about all that, man. The only colour I'm on is green. You see that there, man? The only colour I'm on is green. You see that? Straight up and down, man. Who got money for me, man? Straight, I don't give a f*** what you talking about, man. Who got the money, man? Yeah, if there was a yellow idiot giving me some coins, I've been taking his coins. You see that little one there? Right? We got another news article to play that sums up this topic, and it gets mad because the police were actually investigating the people who exposed him, right? The police end up investigating them as well for being racist, right? That's what they end up doing. I'll get to that in a second. Let's play this one here quick. Come on.
How does someone become a professor at Cambridge after lying about publishing a book, seemingly plagiarising a student's work, and making false claims about volunteering for charity? These are the questions a Telegraph investigation has raised about Jason Arday, the Cambridge professor and diversity poster boy who has since resigned. From the moment Professor Arday was appointed as Cambridge's youngest black professor at the age of 37, fellow academics raised concern.
I mean, just quickly as well. Sorry, man. Why has it made it massive for? Come on. Anyway, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Yeah? Too flamboyant. Too feminine for me personally, man. We need... I'm not going to say too much, but you can read between the lines, man. Come on. Yeah? Just doing... If you're going to get a token, man, at least get a token that's tokenable. Don't get a clown in there, man. That's what I'm trying to tell you. They've brought a clown in. Right? And dragging the rest of us down with him. Right? That's what they're doing now. That's what... They knew what they was doing. They knew he didn't... They knew he had a Moody PhD, man. AI... Come on, AI can scan that. I don't even know what. This is what I'm trying to tell you. You know he's slow, right? Why would you plagiarize anything in the last 5-10 years? The computers can just scan that, man. It's all on the database. You can't plagiarize no more. What? Why would anyone with a brain do that? I can't get my head around it. And it reeks of. You're incompetent. You really aren't a professor. Just off that. If you can't pass the IQ test of, it's 2025, the computers are all over this, man. Yeah, if that ain't triggering your brain, yeah? Like, if I'm running a Kuya, I'm thinking, how are they going to catch me? Is it, you got to run the probability there, but that requires clearly a level of intelligence. If you're just out here chancing it, right, that you're low IQ by definition, yeah? It's 2023, I'm a professor. I'm about to be a professor. I'm doing a PhD at Cambridge or whatever, and I'm stealing people's words, man. If this was 1910, fair play. No one probably will know, right? But now, you just slow, bro. Declined, straight like that.
Concerns about the claims made on his CV. But despite issues with his work and overwhelming evidence of plagiarism, the university continued to stand by Arday. Throughout the Telegraph's reporting, the university has repeatedly stood by the professor, going so far as to say a Telegraph investigation into allegations of plagiarism was a vile campaign to undermine his credibility. Cambridge only launched...
So you have to beg the question now, why would they back somebody? Yeah, they've pumped him up to make it a bigger story, in my opinion. They knew what they was, like I said, they knew he'd been plagiarised. That you don't get... Come on. Yeah, you don't get to where he got to plagiarising unless somebody knows it. There's cats. I remember cats at uni 10, 50, however many years ago it was. Joe Blows were getting caught. Never mind appointed best of all time professors. Yeah, Joe Blows doing an undergrad degree. They get caught. It's just like, what the fuck? Yeah, they playing. They put him in there to come on, to clown max him, make the rest of us look bad. That's what he's done. I don't give a f*** what you talking about, man. That's what they've done, in my opinion, allegedly, yeah? They pushed him up there, knowing he's clown, so they can tear him down. That's what they've done to the masses, man. Yeah? And they there's too much that lines up here. He told too many lies that could easily be fact-checked. He's plagiarising, easily fact-checked. And still, they've defended him, because whilst Cambridge were defending him, right, that then, when you defend something, and then concede, during that process of defending it, the story's building, innit? If they come out and conceded on day one, there wouldn't be a story to say. The fact they've dug their heels in, right, it made it a much bigger story.
An investigation into Arday after The Telegraph revealed he had falsely claimed to have published a book after weeks of reporting into his conduct. So what's next for Professor Arday and the University of Cambridge?
So he hasn't published a book. That's what I'm trying to tell you. This is how you know it's all bread and circus. Right. Don't forget, he's supposed to be some Asperger's autismo. 170,000 IQ. Right. Why would you tell a lie? Like, it's not even half a good lie. Oh, I've done a book, but you haven't. It's like me saying I've done a book. How long would that take? Any Joe Blow can look that up and find out you haven't. I don't believe the admissions. Bear in mind, people who work in admissions at Cambridge or any university, that's all they do all day. They'll have a tick list of how you check A, B, C, D, right? Particularly at a prestigious institution like Cambridge, that you'd like to think, right? This is what I'm trying to tell you about the bread and circus for the masses. Yeah? Of course they know how. You telling me Cambridge didn't know how, suddenly forgot how to check. They've been checking, man. Right? They've let him slip up there. And not only that, you'll see in a second, they let him slip up in there. Oh, we didn't know he broke. Oh. With really basic and weak lies. And then they've pushed him everywhere. Had him on podcasts. Had him on leading the Today Show, what do they call it, this morning. It's like a big show in the UK. Right? TV show. They've had him hosting it. It's like, come on. Come on, man. Anyway, this one gets to the claim of the police thing. So I told you earlier. The police, I'll read it out and I'll play it. Met Commissioner Sir Mark Rowley apologises for investigating the journalist who tried to expose allegations of plagiarism against ex-Cambridge professor Jason Arday.
Got a challenge on this one. The Metropolitan Police is accused of press censorship for investigating a journalist who tried to expose a Cambridge professor who's alleged to have committed plagiarism. Jack Grove, a reporter for the Times Higher Education. A 4-month investigation. Why was that necessary, Commissioner?
We dropped the ball on that one, Nick. Let's not sort of beat about the bush. A report came in, I think it was of harassment or some crime like that. It should have been screened out earlier on as not requiring investigation.
When you say screened out, it should have been one phone call.
Yeah,
no further action.
Nothing requiring police action. It's sort of sat on an officer's workload and he made a couple of phone calls, which in hindsight, we shouldn't have done that. So the big organisation will make the odd mistake.
Apology to the reporter involved?
Yeah, we shouldn't have made that call to him and said that.
Got a challenge.
So police resources, I don't even know. I can't even. The world's gone mad here. And low IQ masses like to believe, oh, it's gone mad because of DEI or whatever. And at face value, you might be true, but who's pushing all this, man? Right? It's not a black. There isn't one big boss black who's pushing all that. You see what I'm trying to say? There's no big black in charge of DEI. It's being pushed from somewhere with people with a lot of power, and it's not no blacks. Oops. I'm not going to say who it is. You know, you best believe. Let's do the maths now quickly, actually. Yeah? It's damn sure not no white man who's pushing DEI. Right? It's not Calvin Candy. He ain't pushing DEI, man. Right? It's not no... Where is it? Oh, it's the black guys. Where are they? What power do they have? Right, to impose DEI. Oops. So it's not the blacks. It's not the Sandys. It's not Sandys. It's not blacks. It's not Calvin Candies. So who is it? Oops. I'll say no more on that topic. Yeah? One particular group has a lot of power. And if you look into it, I ain't got time to do it today, but I'm just telling you, you can take it. If you think it's some big boss black, then have at it, man, no problem. If you think it's Calvin Candy, have at it, no problem. Makes no difference to me. But I'm telling you what time it is, man. Yeah? To create this big division, bread and circus slop for us all to feed on. Yeah? Because now the right wingers are hopping on it and saying, look, and listen, Jason is a clown. I'm not going to lie about it, but why? They ain't taking the next step. Why is he in there for? Do you think Cambridge is stupid, man? Right? Why have they pushed him up there like that for? The biggest clown going. Right? Now DEI is all wrong. I don't listen. I think DEI's in its purity, yeah, if it wasn't fake and if it wasn't a scam, I think in its purity it's good. right? Because if without DEI, all you'd have is it'd be like in feudal days. It would only be the rich who go to university. The fact poor people, for example, get government financing to go uni, that in itself is a form of DEI, man, right? Because back in the day, it was pay to play. Yeah, if you wasn't some big feudal lord boss, your kids weren't going, and you was in the fields just picking potatoes for peanuts for daily sustenance. So the fact the government's back, university debt is a form of DEI, right? That helps all the bottom feeders. Well, I think uni's fell off now. It's not what it used to be. About 10, 15 years ago was the last time uni carried any weight, right? But during that period, I don't know, whatever it was, I think it was beneficial to society so everyone could get a look in. It wasn't just the elites going to university, and hence, that concept in itself is obviously good, right? You can't argue that. Or are you saying, oh no, it's only the elites that should go? And if you have that opinion, fair play to you. I believe that to be true. I think most of the elites are sausages. Yeah, they're not particularly intelligent, right? The wider debate of, listen, I don't want to get all into the weeds of it, but you do need the level of DEI. Why? Yeah, people who come from a socioeconomically strong background, all their parents, they've got them smashing, they've got them with tutors in there, right? They know how to scam the tests. They do all the test scamming. You see that there? Yeah, how to get you in there. They're picking the blower up and speaking to their friends here and there. So you do need you need some sort of thing that levels the playing field, right? Because you could be an intelligent person. Both of your parents are working all day. You haven't got premium tutors coming in and passing you the game and all the little on the cheeky how to. There's ways you can hack the tests, right? That these tutors know how to do it because they've been doing that. These specialists come in and teach. In the US, you have SAT tests. In the UK, I'm trying to think, to be fair, we have straight A-levels that get you in to university. But even so, there's no doubt, with more resources, you can do better. So we have to level it somehow, right? Because it's not fair that someone intelligent who don't have 50 fucking tutors passing them the game every day. Yeah, they probably pass them out the answers as well for the test, so I don't put it past them, right? In the UK, there's a board called AQA, I believe. Yeah, you see that? They probably call AQA and they pass you the test, man. They pass you the game. Here, man, here's the answers. Oh, you paid to play. I ain't saying nothing, man. Boris is come on. Where did Boris go? Boris went to some Ponzi uni. I think he might have been Cambridge. Boris is a sausage, and that's what I'm trying to tell you, man. Where did Boris go? Boris is a sausage, man. Don't ever tell me, oh, he's elite, bro. Because listen, there's been DEI for Boris and his buddies. Yeah? And none of you man was complaining, right? No one was complaining when Boris was all up in Oxford and Cambridge, even though he's a clown, right? So let's not do that. There's been DEI for the elites, so we can pass them out to the masses, is my base case. Yeah? And that's what I don't understand about a lot of bottom feeders. No, we shouldn't have DEI. Well, listen, again, to me, don't make no difference. If you want, have Boris and all of his buddies and all of his kids go there then. And you man can all pick the potatoes out of the ground. I couldn't care less. Make a scrap of difference to me. But given the choice between having universities dominated, or all the good universities dominated by Boris and his buddies, or having some bottom feeders in there, I'll take the bottom feeders every day of the week, right? But again, I'm not particularly bothered either way. Have at it, man. Whatever, they're gonna do it anyway, so let him have at it. End of the day, man. Yeah, because universities used to be nepo-maxed, straight like that. It was who you know, not what you know. And again, take Boris as a good example, man. They'll claim, no, Boris had good scores. The guy's a clown. The guy's a clown. I don't believe he ever sat there studying. He's dumb as a box of rocks, man. So if you want to, come on, let's show it here. Yeah? What uni did Boris Johnson go to? His dad was part of the European Parliament, so like I said, it's one of them. They pick the phone up to the examining body and bosh, they pass you the test results, man. Here's Bojo here. Where was he at? It was Cambridge or Oxford. But you get my point. Yeah? So that's why I support DEI. But again, I'm not in love with... I wouldn't do what you want to do, man. Get rid of it, keep it, whatever. I couldn't give off, to tell the God's honest. Yeah? And to be frank, these days, unless you're going to a premium university, and even then, look at the clown he had in there. It's all kind of fell off, man. We're in the end times now. Right? But unless you're studying a STEM, what is it, science, technology, engineering and maths, I wouldn't even bother, man. Don't go there for this soft rubbish, because you're going to come out and not get a job. And Uncle Sam's going to tax your ass half to death when you do get a remedial job. He's going to tax the shit out of you, man. Yeah? Even doctors I've seen. There was a case of it on BBC. A doctor... A doctor... Let me find it quickly. I'm riffing everywhere here, but... Doctor... UK... No. Uni Dept BBC. Essentially, the doctor... Here we go. This is it here. This is it here, man. He borrowed 55k. He now owes 80k. But the butt of the joke is he's paid off 15k, for example, right? He owed 55 when he left. He's paid off 15, and now he owes 80. So the point is, you're gonna be paying it off forever, which is sick. Obviously, it wasn't long ago all the boomers benefited from free university. They was passing out tickets, man, free meal tickets, literally. It was free to go there. Back in, up until the early 2000s, I believe. Oops. Right? I don't think that's right. Listen, these clowns, they print money out of thin air, man. Thin air, they print it out, and they send it to all their buddies, allegedly, as well. They be sending it out. How would you know? I think they send it out to their buddies. Because how would you know? There's no audit of it. And even if there was, allegedly it'd be fake anyway, right? Let me tell you what I'd be doing. If I worked at the Fed or the Bank of England, I'd have been passing money out. How would any of you know? You wouldn't, would you? So assume that to be true. Yeah? They're passing money out anyway. Right? So why not? I'm not saying uni should be free, but it should be interest, 0% interest, man. If you borrow 55 large, you pay back 55 large. Yeah? Because all it's doing is crippling people with good intention and people who work. Right? I don't understand the logic in it, since you're printing money out of thin air anyway. Yeah? No doubt, and you get all these conservative cuts. Inflation, bro. But you don't mind when the central banks pass it out to their buddies. Oh, the bank's going to fail, bro. We got to bail them out. So if you can bail them out, you can pass some of these students. I'm not even saying give them free money. Just create some money and say pay it back at no interest. What are you going to lose? Allegedly a bit of inflation. Whatever. That's not going to make or break nobody. What will make and break people is being stuck underwater with these crazy debts. Right? Anyway, that is what it is. Again, I've got uni debt. I'm finished. I'm finished, man. I've got probably 200 large now. I ain't touched it. They can fuck themselves as well, allegedly. I ain't paying nothing back, man. I'll sooner be dead than not getting a bean out of me, man. Even if I tried, I'd have to be making big money, man. So it's one of them. It's not even because I don't want to pay it. It's because I can't. It's kind of like one of them sick ones there. Did you see that one? Come on. Yeah? They corny as hell, man. They corny as hell. When they ain't going to get a fucking bean out of me. That's what you best believe. Not even a bean. Right, I'm staying under 30 large for the rest of my days, just on principle of it. It's not even fucking using it. I'm sitting on here with you, man, nickel and diming, so they can fuck themselves, man. You best believe I'm going to string it out until I get to how old? I think it cancels after 30 years. So I've just got to wait it out until, like, what year would it be? I've got about another 22 years left. It's one of them. Do you know what I mean? So, anyway, let's now get to... We've done the police one. We've done that one there. There was one final one, I believe. Let's do this one.
What you're doing is going after Jason Arday, the person. And that is something that they cannot accept, because I think it reflects very poorly on a certain ideological fashion that has taken over these places, which is DEI. I mean, it is relevant that he was promoted so much in the media for being the youngest black professor. It was a way for Cambridge University to show off itself. You know, it's not normal to do a press release when you hire a new professor. And yet it was everywhere. It was totally inescapable. He was doing interviews on the BBC, as you said. He was invited to guest host the Today programme. Why was that? Well, it was because the institution wanted someone like Jason Arday to burnish their reputation.
Yeah, so why was he plugged everywhere? I've already explained that. You know why it was, right? They've plugged him in there, plugged him right in there, right into the source code. So it makes more of a bread and circus and drums up more of these debates. Not that I'm big, but people are talking about it. You've got this one here, this El Ponzo, Jacob Rees-Ponce, never worked a day in his life, this one here, although he's quite correct on this topic, I'm not going to lie.
Cambridge much more culpable than I would hold Arday, because Cambridge has promoted him, decided he was a poster boy for their DEI policies, has given him a public profile that when it turned out to have some errors in it has come crashing down on him. So he, poor man, seems to be a bit of a fantasist and takes all the blame for this and must be having quite an unpleasant time. Cambridge just shrugs its shoulders and say, we'll have another investigation, and now he's gone, it's not really our problem. But actually it is Cambridge's problem, and I think Cambridge has behaved atrociously in promoting somebody without having checked.
Right, and that's what everyone's at skin level, right? Why? You have to either believe, he just slipped through, or someone's organised this coup here. That's it. I don't give a like I said, these are basic things, man. Basic reconnaissance. They've been doing, right? So he's right. Cambridge they should be held to. Listen, he's a fraudster. He's a clown, right? I could just look at him and tell you, he's gonna be a clown. I could have told you that. Never mind no reconnaissance missions. Yeah. Never mind no fact check. I'd have told you, no, he's no good. We don't want him, man. I could just look at the buddy and know there ain't something quite right there, right? Never mind all the stories he's telling. So how did all these elites forget it? They didn't. They were told, put him in there because we're going to make a clown of him, a big old clown. That's what they've done, allegedly, man. Straight like that, I ain't playing. Well, I got nothing to gain by sitting there lying to you, man. That's my base case, straight up. Come on.
This is a story of corruption, of people who knew the truth and covered it up. Look, there are pages and pages of verbatim copied text. That's not, there's no norm in academia according to which this is remotely acceptable. And even if you ignored the plagiarism, there's still a scandal here because the work that isn't plagiarized is of such abysmal quality that it really raises questions about why he was hired and protected up to this point.
Right. Again, face level. Oh, bro, why was his work was abysmal? I'll take this. That guy looks like a dork, man. So I'll take that geek's word for it. He's obviously looking at whatever these things are all day and night. So I'll take his word for it. Why would Cambridge, this prestigious institution, not see any of this for? Yeah, it's not enough to just say, he was ticking DEI boxes. I don't believe so. And if that is the case, then it's gone crazy, man. It's gone crazy. I personally think they've decided put him in there because you best believe it. We're going to pull him down. Yeah, and undermine 99% of DEI will be legit. Right, hard-working, intelligent people. So they've put this guy in there, complete clown. His work's trash. They've pumped him up, the youngest ever, and then bosh. Now we got an excuse to say, look at all these jokers they're bringing in on DEI. Right? There's no intelligent DEI ever. This is the best of them. You see that? You gotta be thinking here. You gotta be thinking, because we know this not to be true, right? Unless you're telling me all blacks are slow, bro. That's just low IQ. That's a low IQ take, man. Yeah. Every group has slow and intelligent. That's just how it works, right? There's not one group on earth who that isn't true for. It's a genetic lottery. When you pop out and you're intelligent, it's just pure chance, I believe. Yeah? If you're slow, there's not much teaching you can do. Intelligence, you're born with it, I believe. Like you're born with strength, or like you're born with a 10-foot long cock. Right? You can do all the cock training you want. It's not going to grow to 10 foot like some big mandingas have. That's just, you're blessed with it, and you're blessed with intelligence. Right? Anyway.
This is a story of corruption of people who knew the truth and covered it up, who used the threat of legal intimidation to silence people, including journalists who tried to tell the truth. To this day, as far as I'm aware, there isn't a single member of the Cambridge faculty who has spoken publicly about the wrongdoing in this situation, because the administration has...
And by the way, the people who were organising whatever this was, that I believe to be true, what was it? I was going to say... Oh, I've just missed it. Wait there, let me replay it. I had it on the tip of my tongue. Come on.
Who tried to tell the truth. To this day, as far as I'm aware, there isn't a single member of the Cambridge faculty who has spoken publicly about the wrongdoing in this situation, because the administration has created such an environment of intimidation that people can't express views that go to silence people, including journalists who tried to tell the truth. To this day, as far as I'm...
Oh, that was it. The people who are running this coup d'etat, I think they're not only trying to bash and cause division within the whole DEI circuit. That's quite topical. It has been for a while, right? Also, they're trying to pull down traditionally great British institutions, right? And who wants to do that? Who at their core wants to do that? It's not no black man. No black man wakes up in the morning and says, yeah, I want to bring down Cambridge, bro. It's not no white man either. Oops. And it ain't no Muzzy either. There's only one, come on. Yeah, it's none of them three wake up in the morning and they've got an hard-on to pull down Cambridge University and make them look silly. I'm not going to say no more, but you best believe it. Yeah? So there's multiple angles here. Yeah? Division turbo slop. Turn it up. Right? Make Cambridge look like clowns. Turn it up. And it only benefits one place. You best believe it. Allegedly. I'm not going to say no more though. It's one of them. Shh. You see that? The Voldemort done his, man. I'm come on. Yeah? I'm J-pilling you man half to death right now. Anyway. Where we got a few more little last stinky bit I'll give you, man. The last little stink. Let's hear from the man himself, man. Come on.
My name is Jason Arday. I'm Professor of Sociology of Education at the University of Cambridge, and I'm very fortunate to be the author of Great and Unfortunate Things. I was diagnosed with autism at the age of 3. I learned to speak just before the age of 12, so I was 11. I learned to read and write when I was 18 years of age. Those milestones became quite significant. 12 years after learning to read and write, I gained a PhD, and then I ended up becoming one of the youngest professorial chairs in Cambridge's history. The memoir is a story of a mother who advocated for their non-verbal and autistic child who, on a spectrum of autism in terms of global development delay and other things, navigated lots of different difficulties in this journey that ended up becoming this memoir.
Fucking hell, man. Oh my god, I got an headache hearing that. Right? What is it about people have victim groups now, and it's their whole personality becomes based on whatever box they're ticking. Oh, they make their whole life revolves around it. It's really, people have no character or personality of their own. It's like, yeah, you see what I'm trying to say? It's really quite odd. I've written a book about, come on. Fair play to him, he's harmless, man. He's slow and harmless. It's not his fault, right? They've put him in the circus. He didn't know he was a clown. He was just doing what he's doing, being low IQ, right? Oh, I'm going to try and get this. You know what I'm trying to say? He don't know what he's doing. He's been used as a pawn, is my base case. He's just acting how he knows to act. He's always done that, right? Had them kids from school, right? Who always telling lies. You've seen In-Betweeners. Yeah, I was shagging 3 birds. Right, he's one of them. But he's been... if you're a serious institution, you'd have filtered him out. You'd know he's full of You'd know he's full of rubbish. And the final thing we'll do, just to emphasise that, is this one here. And you'll hear the stories are just ridiculous. This is what I'm trying to tell you. There's no way he just slipped in there, man. They've put him in there.
My mother was a mental health nurse who holds 5 degrees. Who knows, that might be true. It's been...
Holds 5... How do you even do 5 degrees, man? It's like 15 years, isn't it? How do you even do 5 degrees? Who's got money for that these days? I guess it's his mum, maybe it was funded, I don't know, but that sounds fugazi.
Cast into doubt. His problems then, unable to speak from the age of 2 to 11, I spent 10 hours a day in speech therapy 6 or 7 days a week. Now, people have gone back and they said where he lived, well, anywhere in the country, the NHS is not going to give you 10 hours a day, 60, 70 hours a week. That can't be true.
Yeah, no one's doing that, man. There's not resources for that. So just basic lies. Diabolical.
Doctors said there's nothing in there. Pointed at him, they said there's nothing in there. He is a vegetable. And then a day before my 12th birthday, I said my first word, hello. Doesn't sound true. He says he was in the BBC series 7 Up, which followed children growing up. That can't be true. The BBC said he wasn't. Reading and writing, I could not read or write till I was 18. Football and snooker, he played both to a professional level, including a brief appearance for Crystal Palace. Seems untrue. Medical...
This is crazy. This is what I told you. This is Jay from In-Betweeners. Right? He's the black Jay from In-Betweeners in real life. I used to play for... Yeah, I dabbled a bit with Crystal Palace. I don't... See my point now? There's no way he's just bumbled his way in there. They've seen him. They've seen he's a clown and said, yeah, get him in there. He's going to serve our purpose perfectly. I'll never believe it. I'll never believe it at all. This guy ain't serious at all. It's not even half good lies, he's told. Which everyone on their CV tells little half good lies, and you have to do that, right? But this is too much, right? You can't don't ever, Jay from In-Betweeners, Max on your CV. And most people don't, because most people have a level of intelligence and they're half rational. Yeah? Wait a minute. I know I can't prove that at all. It's not going to take long, particularly these days. We're 2026, guys. You can't... One search. Did you play for Crystal Palace? And JI is going to be on your ass, man. Take a 30 seconds. Come on.
Diagnoses: autism, dyslexia, dyscalculia, deaf in one ear, brain tumour removed just before his PhD, a stroke and a broken leg during a marathon. Running.
See, it's funny here. They've got his medical diagnoses, which they've taken from his book, right? But who would write all them things unless it's part of their autism, dyslexia, dyscalculia? I don't even know. He's got Draculism, apparently. Look at this here, look. Right? Autism, dyslexia, dyscalculia, deaf in one ear, brain tumour removed just before PhD, stroke, broken leg. Why would you even bother writing all that in there for, man? Come on. Yeah? In 2010 and 2013 and 15, he ran 30 marathons in 35 days. Wow.
In 2010 and 2013, 2015, he did 30 marathons in 35 days, including, by the way, breaking his leg during one but continuing. 300 miles in 3 days, 600 miles in 6 days, raised more than 5 million. He's now rode back from that. He did water charity work by installing water pumps in Brazil for the charity WaterAid. They said, no, he didn't. We never send volunteers overseas. I haven't even come to this bit, which is the key bit, which is the academic work, large sections of which appear to have been copied. But there's accusations of violent threats. He's been threatened with a knife.
All right, so you get the point. Now, there was this guy here. He tends to shill. He tends to shill for the black side without any accountability. But I'll play some of it. Here we go.
Right there. Just get rid of all of that. Made mistake. They got picked up. He's produced lots and lots of work. He's massively popular. He's a really good speaker. Does really good work. The man deserves a place. The man deserves a position. This is not a story. Then on top of this, you're now getting all these things where it does seem like maybe he's exaggerated certain things around running, around his experience. About how is this news? Like, just really tell me this is a professor at a university. This is not your president, your prime minister. This is not your local elected official. This is not somebody who you've invested time and money. Like, professors don't really matter that much.
It's not the point, though. It's not the point. I get where he's coming from. He's basically saying, yeah, but what's the big deal? And again, what's the big deal with any news, really? Unless a bomb's dropping on your own head, who cares about anything? It's not the point. This guy was... I agree with Rees-Mogg. The focus should be more on Cambridge, but that's never how these things go. It's much easier to point at the person, and he must have known what he was doing, man. He must have known what he was doing. My guess is what Jason will do is he'll say, yeah, but I've got Asperger's. He'll spin it back round again. Yeah, my Asperger's was playing up when I was writing my CV and my book. One of them ones. I couldn't stop lying. I got Tourette's. Yeah, I got literal Tourette's, and I had to just write a bunch of cap on there. Couldn't help myself. Anyways, a bit more of this one.
This wouldn't be in the news. Nobody would be saying anything about anything if he was a white professor. Like, this wouldn't even be a story. The man deserves a place. The man deserves a position. This is not a story. Then on top of this, you're now getting all these things where it does seem like maybe he's exaggerated certain things around running, around his experience. About how is this news? Like, just really tell me this is a professor at a university. This is not your president, the prime minister. This is not your local elected official. This is not somebody.
So should we want our professors to be clowns and liars? I disagree with this take here. Just because he's not a politician. Anyone, I wouldn't want my doctor, right? If you were going into surgery, would you want a guy who's just a prolific deceiver? I wouldn't. Sorry. And I think professors, they're not as high as doctors, obviously, but it's something like that. Your accountant, you wouldn't want a liar in there. Professors in that kind of rank, that serious professional rank, yeah, I think that's fair to say. You can't be, listen, if you're a mechanic, it is what it is. Fix my car, right? You wouldn't expect nothing more. But from a professor who, yeah, he's to some extent a leader of the next generations of academics, yeah, I think you should be of good standing. Tell a few fibs, right? Like, maybe say you did one marathon and you didn't, and you raised £200 for charity. If you want to do that, no one's going to be bothered. When you start saying you've run 30 marathons in one day and you broke your leg and carried on, you're just doing too much, man. You're not respecting others with that one. You're taking the piss out of people, right? That's what you're doing. You're pissing on us and tell us it's raining. You've done too much there, and that's the only take you can have. We can't spin this back around. Oh, yeah, but if it was white, let's just take accountability for where it's at, and we can apply accountability to white people when it's time for them as well. That's all you have to do. We've got to rise above this tribalism thing. Yeah, but he did it and he's white. Address that in its own merit. His argument would be, well, I think he goes on to say, I'll play the clip.
No, this is professors don't really matter that much. This wouldn't, if he were a white professor, this wouldn't be in the news. Nobody would be saying anything about anything if he was a white professor. Like, this wouldn't even be a story. This is a story because he's black, because the actual underlying thing here is that he's not supposed to be there. He can't have black people at Cambridge. That's the underlying thing. I couldn't care less if he exaggerated some stuff. I 100% promise you. And then if you go to pick a random Cambridge professor, look at their CV, you're going to find some exaggerations.
That's kind of the crux of the issue. He said, this guy here, he's a professor himself. He said, I don't care about it. Well, I do. I think it's important. Like I've already explained. Anyone in a half-serious position, we should push a culture. People in general shouldn't be just talking all the time, right? There's a time and place for that. If you're at the club and there's some birds there and you want to spin a yarn, have at it, right? It's fair game. You're in the field. It is what it is. I'm $1 billion guy, bro. If you want to do that, what can you do, man, right? But if you're going to work as a leader of academics, you can't just be out there doing all this, man. You can't be doing that, bro. You can't be doing that. Come on. Yeah, the bar will be... where else do you set the bar? If it's okay to plagiarise a little bit and make out... Come on.
He's a white professor. Like, this wouldn't even be a story. This is a story because he's black, because the actual underlying thing here is that he's not supposed to be there. He can't have black people at Cambridge. That's the underlying thing. I couldn't care less if he exaggerated some stuff. I 100% promise you. And then if you go to pick a random Cambridge professor, look at their CV, you're going to find some exaggerations. I can promise you that.
And I agree with that. Like I've already explained, everybody, to some extent, exaggerates. In fact, I was at uni with these brothers, yeah? And they set up this little finance thingy. What do they call them? I forgot what it's called now. They're not cults. It's a bit like a cult though. People set up their own little, I forgot what it's, institution. It's not an institution, but it's like a little, I forgot the particular terminology of it. But students could set up these little groups essentially. And these guys set up this finance one, right? And literally, they set this website out. this website up. Oh, we're doing equity research, bro. And literally, you copied the research, put it into Google, and it popped up with a completely plagiarized it from another article. Anyway, not the point. What I'm saying is, there's no doubt everybody will exaggerate. It's the degree to which, though. There's an exaggeration, and then there's taking the piss, and you're ready. You're asking for it, and that's what he's done. That's the key difference. I disagree. I don't believe. There might be, right? But my base case would be, there's no doubt most professors will be a little bit moody. Most people are, right? At the same time, I disagree that anyone has done it to that extent. I just don't believe it. It's diabolical what he's done there. Just took the piss out of the system, right? No one can argue a little bit here, a little bit there. But this is just, come on. You've gone the whole other way here. You might as well tell us you got 6 legs. I've actually got 2 brains. I'm really intelligent. I've got 2 brains, and doctors discovered it. Just before my 12th birthday, that's when I started speaking. I actually grew another brain. Oh, I'm an IQ lord, bro. Anyway, I'm out of here, man. Let me know your thoughts. Smash the like button, subscribe, like with the bell, 100%. There's no doubt about this. Some people stop it, but...